Hello, fellow mutants.
Hello, fellow mutants. Welcome back to another video. As you guys can see in the article behind me, I am reading yet another article. Um, another article like coverage video, if that makes sense. And this one deals with one person I have a crap ton of respect for in Hollywood, Jenna Ortega, because I do find myself agreeing with a lot of her takes that she says. In this case, just from the headline, I have not read this article yet, but just from the headline, I completely agree. And it's Jenna Ortega says that by being politically correct, we lose a lot of our humanity and integrity. And that is true. That is very true, which is why I don't try to go into politics, because then, like, if I choose one side, the other side would be screaming at me, vice versa, and which is why, like, I rarely ever go into my political takes on on in general, whether it's online or in person, and um and that's also partially because I don't also have an interest in politics, but that's just me. Anywho, let's read what Jenna Ortega says, which she's like what 21 at this point, and I gotta say lady, this young lady, I say young even though I'm what 7 years older than her. She has more wisdom than a lot of people in the Hollywood industry. And that's really sad to say because most of the people I'm referring to in the Hollywood industry that Jenna Ortega has more wisdom over is way older than her. So it's sad that I'm saying this, but also pretty badass that I'm saying this about Jenna Ortega because that says a lot about her character. Anywho, anywho, um, Jenna Ortega creates a sculpture of herself. So Jenna Ortega has opened up about what happened on Scream 7. Um, During an interview with Vanity Fair, Ortega was asked about her support of Palestine amid the Gaza conflict. Her Scream co-star Melissa Barrera was fired for sharing comments on the subject, and Ortega later exited the film, citing production conflicts with season 2 of Netflix series Wednesday. So, quote unquote, the business that we work in is so touchy-feely. Everybody wants to be politically correct, but I feel like in doing that, we face a lot of our humanity and integrity because it lacks honesty. I wish that we had a better sense of conversation. Imagine if everyone could say that what they felt and not being judged for it. And if anything, it sparked some sort of debate, not an argument. Am I describing world peace? I mean, she does bring up a point. She does bring up a good point. Ortega and Beria left Scream 7 was reworked to center a Neve Campbell character, Sidney Prescott. Ortega's non-PC stance also extended to TV. She recalled being given some arguably non-PC advice from a Wednesday cello instructor, sorry. So quote unquote, the show that I do right now have to play the cello, and I don't play the cello. I want it to look I want it to look real so that the jealous don't look at it and call me mean names. My teacher told me that as long as I look confident in my movements and I was strong and stoic and, fully embodied the character, that it would be fine. She told me that I just needed to approach everything I do in life with the confidence of the average white man. That changed my life. That made me feel better. I was nervous even to do this interview because I ramble like crazy. Like, what am I going to talk about this whole time? Then I remembered, how would an average white man do this? And would have he probably would have shown up with his mismatched socks. That's funny, but she does bring up a good point. She truly does. And I do think that everybody essentially, well, mostly nowadays, is too worried about having the quote unquote right opinion besides having their own opinion. I like, and it's sad. It's really sad. Um, because like it's boring to live in a world where it's hive mind. It truly is. I mean, I used to be in this group where essentially there was a mother bee or a few mother bees, and they expected to follow like other everyone else to be a hive mind. Part of me regrets being in that group because I allowed myself to be hive mind for a little bit, but also part of me is happy that I was in that group for the sole purpose of it allowed me to see how being hive mind was so messed up and how like I'm not that for that life. So like it helped me with my personal growth. And I do agree with Jenna Ortega, but I'm just gonna paint this in a broader scale than just being politically correct. Like if because I feel like to a certain degree saying politically correct is also another way of saying hive mind, if that makes sense. I think if we have hive mind, then we will lose our humanity and integrity. Paraphrasing what Jenna Ortega said a little bit, but still with the same potency, per se, if that makes sense. Still with essentially like similar meanings, just two different, might be different ways that me and Jenna Ortega meant, but means. But like I said, I do agree with her sentiment. Um, and I also feel like if society also was more open-minded to hearing each other out, besides being like so goddamn close-minded, then who knows? Maybe we would feel more open to having our own opinions or views and keeping our humanity and integrity intact, besides being politically correct or like opinionated or just having the correct mindset or correct quote unquote correct opinion and losing our humanity and integrity, whether it's politically or non-politically. That makes sense. But that's just me. And like I said, I definitely agree with what Ortega said. And this is why Um, I respect Jenna Ortega so much because for comments like these. Anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know. Comment section down below. Love y'all. Wonderful day. Kind of one other. As the older millennials say, TTYL.